got completely
man. I feel like I should get, like, right off the bat, I should just say we didn't do anything for the month of May for an ungodly amount of reasons. So that's why we're doing this, you know?
Yeah.
Make up for it by having extra shit. I'm going to turn this back around so I don't stare at myself all the time.
I understand.
It's a bad habit of mine. Like, you can see it in older videos. I'm looking, like, slightly off.
Really?
Like, I'm looking at myself while I'm
I
recording.
probably wouldn't have even noticed just because, like, I don't, like, it's such a small difference. I wouldn't immediately think of there actually being a difference between the two.
Yeah, it's...
I guess once you actually sit there and, like, do something like this, it's like, oh, yeah, no, let's not do that.
Yeah. There's been a lot of things, like, just over the last, like, I don't know, year or whatever, where I've recorded stuff and been like, oh, next time definitely don't fucking do that because it's very glaringly obvious that it's a problem. Like, I remember when I was still living with my parents, I had a video that it was like one of the first Snapchat Discover things that I did. And I had my laptop, like, maybe right here with, like, things that I wanted to say.
Yeah.
And so I was, like, constantly looking over here.
I feel like that's going to be something I end up doing whenever I do something like a solo thing. It was just like, like cameras here and I'm looking over there constantly and it's going to get really annoying.
What I ended up doing is I just put my my tripod for my camera right in front of my screen. So with, like, whatever I need to, or whatever, you know, things I want to point out on my monitor. And then that way it's like I'm looking, like, past the camera, but it doesn't look quite as, like, awkward.
I was going to say, you could make that really creepy because what you do is you just, like, it's a way to really, like, really scare, like, kind of creep people out is not to look directly at them, look slightly off to, like, the left or the right. I just hit that mic.
Oh my god, you fucking idiot. We're fine.
It's like maybe a slight little bump, but
yeah, I'll fix it in post. God damn it.
But basically, it's like what you do is you instead of looking directly at somebody, you look slightly to the left or right, and you don't mention it, but it just freaks them out because they think that you're looking at something behind them.
I do that, like, without even, like, I don't ever really look people in the, we've talked about this a little bit. I never really look people in the eyes, especially, like, we didn't even introduce you.
Yeah, like, we're just kind of.
This is WinglessGriffen. We met. We met at a job that we worked together.
Yeah.
And I don't really know, like, how we ended up being, like, the closer kind of friends. Well, it's like we talked, like, once or twice, and then suddenly it's just like, hey, you want to, like, hang out? It
kind of went from zero to, like, we didn't know each other. They're like, he was inviting me to, like, birthday party within, like, a week, and I was just like, okay, cool.
It's like we're fucking friends, whether we like it or not.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I think we've talked about that one before, but we haven't done it here.
Yo-Yo and I talked about that on one of the tier list episodes we did. I kind of hate that question.
That's right. I remember that one because
You're a fan, man.
I watched that one. Yeah. I forgot.
No, but it is an interesting question, but it's just like, I don't know. It kind of depends on who I'm around. And Yo-Yo pointed out it's like whether or not you gain or lose energy from being around other people. And again, it's still kind of dependent on, like, who it is. You know, like, it depends on how I'm feeling at the time and, like, whether or not I'm, you know, like, everything kind of depends on everything else, right? Like, you know, whether or not you're slightly cold or warm can greatly affect how you talk to somebody. And
yeah, I can
having a communication degree is really fun for that kind of stuff because I'm just like, what's affecting this person's bad mood? And I'm just, like, looking around at other shit. Like, maybe they almost hit a deer on the way to work today.
Just look at the phase of the moon. Yeah, they almost hit a deer on the way here.
Yeah.
But the reason why I even thought of that was just me. Yeah, you did it too. Good job. So we're all
welcome back to the podcast. Did you miss us really fucking things up?
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing before we get super into things. Clyde and I have, like, very weird work schedules now. We're trying to do some things where we, like, kind of work online rather than in person. But now we have a set that may or may not look really cool, or it might just, if things really fuck up, I might just leave it as the green screen.
Yeah, just like
not even put anything in the background.
Yeah, we'll just, like, this is the first episode where we're trying to, like, everything out with just whatever happens. Yeah. Because, like, I don't know, this was somewhat planned, but I think it was a little more than. I think there was a little more than I was expected. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Pull that mic a little closer to you, bud.
All right.
Don't get, like, super in there.
Don't do ASMR. Yeah, but, like, closer.
ASMR is, like, the worst thing that's ever happened.
It is. I hate. Oh,
God bless you, man. I thought a lot of people were just like.
No, I've never understood. Like, I've watched people sit there and, like, I remember watching this one. It was this woman. It was this African American woman, and she like had really eccentric makeup on. She was an older woman.
Okay.
And it was just her sitting there eating food. And I remember distinctly her eating just taking like a pickle spear and just sitting there like chewing on that. And it was the most disgusting thing.
Listen, I don't think I've heard a more awful concept for a video in my life. Let me put on weird makeup and eat a pickle spear very close to him. No.
That's not even the weirdest one.
That makes me almost angry to think about. Where it's like, oh, why would you make that? What is wrong with you? Why do people enjoy it? I don't get it. It's awful.
Yeah, I don't. So apparently it's supposed to just like, I don't know, it's supposed to be a tingling feeling or something that starts in the top of your head and then slowly makes its way down. And oh yeah, we're supposed to do that.
Yep, totally forgot.
See, we would have sat there and did this for like 3 hours and not even realized it had passed because
usually no one can see the table, so I'm just gonna say we brought the sticker table down with us, by the way, but we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. We usually put a timer, or me and Clydosaurus used to do this. We'd put a timer right here, and then when it hit like, I don't know, roughly an hour, maybe a little off, depending on if someone's telling a really good story or whatever. And then once we hit an hour, we'd kind of just like start pointing, like, pay attention to this. And then that would be our cue to kind of like end the podcast. But we always, even when me and him were doing that together, it was just like, we're forgetting it. Okay, cool. Now we're going to be an hour and 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have it up there on the screen, but that's okay. Now we know.
Cool.
Matter of fact, I'm just going to like, I'm going to keep that out of my vision for a little while.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to stare at it intently and be like, oh no, it's already been 1 minute almost.
Good Lord.
Yeah, how long have we been talking now that we know that's been 1 minute?
Good Lord. It's been a good few minutes now then, Jesus.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
We had a thing, or at least in my head it made sense. I wrote down like a handful of questions that I don't think I know the answer that you would give.
I forgot to do questions.
That's totally fine. I wrote a handful down that were like non-specific. No, don't even worry about it, man.
Because I was even thinking about it, I was just like, I think I got like one down, and then like, hold on, I actually have it on my phone. I think it was like one question, which was, what made you get into, what kind of made you go into music and everything particularly.
Oh.
And then after that, it was ask Reddit, and that was it. That's all I got down because I just...
Yeah, mine were very non-specific, so like, it wasn't just like, Griffin, why do you do this?
Griff, why do Wingless, like, like, why do you do this? And
why, what made you get interested? No, mine's like, hey man, if you had like $5 million, what would you do with it? Just like
general stuff. But that is a decent like little thing of like getting a general idea of somebody. Simple questions like that.
Right. I would answer the question, what got me into music, but I'm making a video about that, so I'm gonna.
Oh yeah.
We're hopefully filming it later. Well, I've already filmed a good portion of it, and some of it's already edited, but we're gonna do the latter half after this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be such a fucking cool video. My personal channel, Teller Morose, if you look on there, there's hopefully going to be new videos coming soon. I really wish I'd done more with that channel, because I'm like, oh yeah, I can use this for like music and music production stuff, and then I can have Tearless Tuesdays for all the comedy and podcasts, and now I just don't do anything with the personal channel.
That's a mood. Like, I feel like I want to start doing my own solo stuff, because I also have a YouTube channel, but I have nothing posted, so like it doesn't really matter.
We're gonna fix that, man.
Yeah, like hopefully in the near future I actually start working on different things. What I've been thinking so far is mostly like stuff related to Magic the Gathering, the card game, and then like that's I think probably random just talking things similar to what you do with your Snapchat stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Very similar to that. Just sit down and talk about something.
Just whatever you feel like is right.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, this thing has angered me today, so we're gonna talk about it.
I feel so bad with the Snapchat things, because I was trying to make a video where it's like the second one that I made was originally supposed to be like, let me go on Snapchat Discover and find something that I actually like about Snapchat Discover. And then I ended up making another just like, fuck this whole thing. I was like, I had the intention of going out and being like, what's something cool that's on here that I can talk about? No, No, all of it sucks. I've already started a part 3 now, and it's still not positive. It's just like, dude, fuck this. Everything about Snapchat.
You need to rename it to "Fuck Snapchat," and here's reason number whatever why.
Dude, again, man, it's if we could have curse words in the titles of things.
Oh yeah, I always forget.
I would be all over that shit.
YouTube is so picky about that.
Every video we'd have would have like at least 3 fucks written in the title of just.
Honestly,
I'm trying to think what's a YouTube video title that I've made that I've actually enjoyed. Now I gotta go to my channel on my phone. Your channel. Let's just find oh yeah, the emo anthems tier list. My heart is sad, but my head is bobbing, which was a quote from Yo-Yo that I might have paraphrased, but just add like my fucking heart is so goddamn sad. That's what the titles would look like. It'd just be like the most blatant, like a 13-year-old who just learned how to curse wrote them. That would be what my titles would look like.
That's my daily language.
I mean, yeah, no, same.
Because like I'm pretty sure like there was I remember a while ago when the internet, like back in like 2013 or something like that. I remember it's like if you had all the words you said written on your body, what would they say? And it was all these like really inspirational quotes written on a hand. And it was just like, no, mine would just be fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, fuck off, and just.
I wanna. You know those oh god, I can't remember what it is, but it's like those companies will use these like word bubbles. It's like what words do they care about the most, and they'll be like the bigger. I don't know what the fuck they're called. Or it'll be like family in big bold letters, and then like kind of around it there'll be other words that companies want to use to.
Oh, I think I know exactly what you mean.
I think for us it would just be like fuck in big bold letters.
And then a bunch of like just like the business cards that I want to get, which are they just say fuck, and then it's a line, and it just says off you win, like just the different
check off the boxes.
You got to check off the box that I'll just check it off and hand it to somebody, like here you go.
I love that.
I'm pretty sure you can also get like 500 like.
You can get
like 500 of them for like $1.
Yeah,
or something.
They're super cheap.
So it's just like I could actually do that and bring them to work and just be like, here you go, here you go.
Just hand it to all of our managers and just you get fired.
Honestly,
on the spot.
there's like 3 I think there's like 1 manager there that I actually kind of just like he just irks me the wrong way, and I have to change the way I work every time. I'm like every time he comes around, I have to change the way I work, and it just irritates me.
It's the guy that comes by and like inspects how we're working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy.
The guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's you.
Yeah, it's just me. I'm irritated with myself because I'm walking.
You're just sitting there. It's like, no, I'm not supposed to do this. I'm doing this the wrong way. Fuck, I hate myself.
I've genuinely started like it's kind of getting annoying because like I've started doing it the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because that's not the way I always did it from the beginning, and it just irritates me.
Yeah, I gotta say, without outing who we work for.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was trying to like beat around the bush myself. I was like,
the managers all wear like a very brightly colored like jacket thing. Mm-hmm. And every time they're all like huddled up talking about whatever manager shit, I always feel like when I walk past them that they're all about to turn around and be like, "Where you think you're going?" Like beat me up or something. Like this, they remind me of like they're like highlighter colored greasers.
They are. They're just like a gang, and like they're a cyberpunk gang is what it is.
Yeah,
they're a cyberpunk gang, and most of them are like probably all in their 40s. And if you said cyberpunk to them, they'd be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Is that newfangled video game that came out like 3 years ago?"
What's a video game? That's what they say. They're like 80.
I'm pretty sure
they all have walkers, and they're just like, "What the fuck are you kids into nowadays?" That's not true. Most of them are actually pretty, like, they're fine.
Yeah, most of them are actually really chill. They're mostly like younger people, especially like especially the ones that are like really chill.
Don't feel bad about the sticker. I did that earlier today. It's a fucking Apple sticker, and I have 3 of them on here. Yep, there's the 3rd one.
Under my phone. I see 2, and there's the 3rd one.
Yeah. Well, when I got my computer, man, it's been a while now.
That was cute.
Yeah, they gave me like so many fucking stickers, and then on top of that is like I got the computer itself, and then I got the trackpad, and I got the keyboard, and they all came with stickers, and I was like, y'all, thank you, but fuck off.
I understand. Like stickers. Like I don't know. I've gotten like over the time that I've actually like gotten anything Apple related. It was like an iPod, and an iPad, I think. And I have like 2 stickers somewhere like thrown in my room. And I don't know where they're at now, but they're somewhere in that room.
I just realized I was bitching about having so many Apple stickers on here. I bought a symbol
First world
pack.
problems. I have too many stickers from Apple.
That's not even what I was going to get at. There's another company on here that has more stickers than Apple.
Let's say it's that one.
Yep. Meinl, it's a company that makes symbols. I got a symbol pack of symbols from them. I love them to death, Meinl. Please sponsor me. That'd be awesome.
Are we asking for sponsorships? What's the
Apple sponsor me?
Apple, yeah, Apple. We want.
How much money can you give me? We have almost 30 subscribers.
Jeff Bezos in particular, like, I know you're not related to Apple, but like you in particular, you want to sponsor this small little podcast.
We'll get a sticker of your face and just slap it on. Give me like 6 months of Prime.
We'll just put it on the green screen. Just like that'll be the main focus in the middle of us.
Instead of having like the logo or whatever the fuck up there, it's gonna be Jeff Bezos' face just looking down.
That's the whole thing, and he's just looking down at us like.
I'm gonna have to do that for like a good 5 seconds at least. No, but when I bought those symbols, Meinl gave me like basically a long sheet of paper with just a bunch of stickers, and I'm like, Meinl sticker, Meinl, that one's fucking cool.
That one's
Those
badass.
are cool. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Well, I'll go on our social media. You can see a picture of the table as soon as this episode is uploaded.
Yeah.
Meinl. that one's probably my favorite actually.
Yeah, it's a cool one. I like that one.
A little like What the fuck is this? Never mind, I don't care.
The fuck is this? Fuck. The fuck is in the air?
Is that copywritten?
I hope not.
I mean, it's fine.
I don't think so because it's like it's a meme song. Like I doubt that. I doubt the video. I imagine would be because it is actually like the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah.
But like the song itself, I think no, because it would be under parody. It would probably be under something like parody.
Too fucking. I went to school for this shit, and I'm just like, I don't know. Fuck, who cares?
I don't either. But you brought the question up, and now I'm going to be all hypothetical. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it would be this way if you did.
I've been thinking about that kind of stuff a lot. Just be like, oh, like what can I do that's like not gonna like cause a copyright issue? And then I'm like, no one gives a shit. We don't have enough subscribers or people watching our channel to give a fuck.
Like 90% of the people who are even like gonna watch the video are like gonna be like not related to the big
be like personal friends and stuff like that.
Exactly. It's not like we're Meat Canyon who's gonna like get copyright striked over the dumbest thing.
I'm just thinking about it. Like some of my college friends are probably like, no, that's not copyright infringement. Like they're just arguing with themselves now, and they're gonna leave a comment that's just like, you fucking idiot. Did you learn nothing? You are correct. I learned very little. Outside of audio production stuff. The business half, I was like, dude, I don't fucking know, man.
I didn't go to college, so I didn't learn anything there. And then high school doesn't teach anything anyway.
Dude, I think I said this to you like right before we left one day, and it probably made you very mad about how public school is really just training people to work in assembly lines.
Yeah, that did anger me because I like working assembly or like production type.
That's what
jobs.
We do. You know,
I love production type jobs, and so like hearing that just was like.
It's like you sit in rows so that you're accustomed to people being beside you and
in front of you and all that, and it's just like.
And you have.
I was like, I'm angry at that.
Usually, your hours at school are at least somewhat similar to working hours of like a day shift job. You know, like 8 to 3, or I mean now it's like 8 to 6, but that's not the point. It's just all this crazy shit. It's like the times that you have your breaks. You know, the way that they teach you to do stuff, where it's like very. Not simplistic, but they try to make it as like simple as possible. Where it's like you don't have to learn the why of anything. It's just like here's what happened. You know, history classes.
Exactly. Oh god, history class.
Or like math, they don't really say like here's why you need to use this. It's like just fucking do this. You know, and when you work at an assembly line, it's no different. They're like you don't have to worry about why you're doing this. Just do the thing.
See, that is one thing I will say. Like that is the one thing I probably picked up from school was math because. At every job that I went, well, not every, actually, all 3 of my like production jobs that I've had, like we had to do math with at some point or another. Well, we didn't have to. I didn't have to with my first one, but other than that, you know, it was mostly like jobs related to doing math, at least in addition and stuff. And so now I can just like throw like 4 decently sized numbers at me, and I'll just sit there and add them up. I think you did that because you were just like, what's this plus this plus this, and I was just like. And I gave you the answer you did on your calculator. It was like, oh, that's right. And you were angry. You were kind of mad.
Well, because I wanted to say, I bumped my own fucking mic stand again. Where can I put my foot? There we go. Are you like more of a math and science person, or more of like a writing kind of? I don't know, because for me it's like I take a lot more into like writing, and like I can't do math or science to save my fucking life. I'm interested in science. I can't do it though.
I'm decent at math. Like if like I said, with addition, I can sit there and pretty easily figure out most like decent decent difficulty problems. Mm-hmm. Science, I loved science when I was in school, and I was pretty good at it. Mm-hmm. Mostly the physical science and all that. Like the not environmental, biology. That can go ahead and be thrown out the window. I'm terrible at math. I'm terrible at biology. I know mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and that's about the only thing. That's only because it's a meme.
I think you've hit the middle ground between me and Yo-Yo, because he went to college for biochemistry. And I'm like, dude, good for you, but I can't do that shit.
Like, it sounds interesting. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to learn that type of thing, but nah. Like, but to answer the actual question, though, I think I'm honestly a little bit of both, because, like I said, I'm pretty good at math and science, but, like, I love writing, and I love being the more artistic and different things like that, the more, on that side. So I'm a little bit of both. Like, if I had, like, I guess if I were to say which I was better at, I'd probably say math, because I'm terrible at writing, but like I love doing it.
Yeah, I think the only like real like math or science related thing that I'm really interested in is probably audio engineering, because there is kind of like a math and science to it, even though it's just like we talked about this a little bit. It's like the end goal is like make it sound good, But then there's like a lot of like, I don't want to say science, but it's kind of science, the way that you put everything together.
Yeah, I'd say it's a science, like the little I do know about it, because you actually have to sit there and figure out like how to make you have to figure out how to make everything good instead of like sound good, instead of just being, it's not, you're going to sound good now and it just magically happens. Like you got to actually like do work for it.
Yeah. There's a wonderful, we're going to get into like recommendations here, because there's two things I want to get out, and one is a little more relevant to what we were talking about earlier, but there's a skit by, I think it's Jared Dines, guy on YouTube that does not need our, endorsement.
I'm pretty sure like 90%, like once again, like the majority of the people will mention it. It's just like, yeah, they don't really need
help from us.
They don't need help from them. Yeah, we need help from them, but we're still going to mention them because they're really cool.
Hey, Jared Dines, we're talking about you. Can you tweet our video?
Yeah, just like repub, like share it, do something.
Yeah. There's he made a sketch with Austin Dickey, who's another really wonderful person in kind of that space of YouTube, where they make the joke that it's like studio magic is just a button, and he just presses it, and it's like incredible. Everything sounds perfectly mixed, and it's beautiful, and like this guy's vocals come out hard as fuck, and it sounds awesome. And then he's like, okay, well, like how much is the studio time going to cost? He's like, yeah, it's going to be about $40,000. He's like, what do you mean, dude? You said it was like, 100 an hour or something like that. And he's like, yeah, that's for the studio time. But for the studio magic, you have to pay extra. And then it's just the guy who's recording vocals, he's like driving home to like the very shitty mix without the studio magic, and he's just mad as fuck. And it's the funniest thing in the world to me, because it's like, if studio magic was like a one button thing, I'd be out of a fucking job for one.
Listen, I feel like you'd be out of a job for the most part.
But yeah, the other recommendation thing, we've both been on this fucking path of destruction for Andy Weir books.
God, we have been.
I'm on third book straight of his work.
I need to start on my third. I need to figure out which one I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen to next. But yeah,
we both a long time ago. I read, not a long time ago. It was probably like a year ago though. I read The Martian. I have the actual book.
Yeah.
And it's the cool one where like there's like a little like sticker kind of thing, and it's like soon to be film starring Matt Damon. And I'm like, this is from before the fucking movie came out.
Matt Damon in that movie?
Yeah.
I thought it was one of the Wahlbergs.
No, it's Matt Damon. Well, maybe one of them's in there.
Who was the one who was in the Wahlberg? Who was the Wahlberg in that movie then?
I can look it up if you want.
I was like, no, it's fine. I'm just like, my brain just. It's one of those Mandela effect moments where it's just like, no, I distinctly remember. Like you can probably feel like just pulling up the image of like the Martian promotional stuff. Like I could sit there and be like, to me it just looks like Matt. Now I'm gonna say Matt Damon because that's the actual
I pulled up the cast. I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit. It is Matt Damon. Kate Mara's in that movie, and so is Donald Glover. And That's fucking Childish Gambino if you didn't. Also, just a super incredible guy in everything that he's done. Donald Glover, fucking love that man. But it's kind of cool. I didn't know he was in the Martian movie. I never saw the movie, so.
Neither have I. Like, that's one of those movies that I'm kind of glad I read the book first.
Yeah.
Because, like, well, I haven't finished the book because I still have, like, 2 hours left on the audiobook that I'm listening to.
Oh, you didn't finish it?
I still have not finished it.
You started on the next one before you finished.
Oh, I started and finished
Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary.
Give that a listen.
That one right there.
So fucking good. If you haven't, I think it's an Audible like exclusive thing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like an actual book version of it. But if you have Audible, my God, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. It's fucking great.
That book right there. It was a roller coaster in my opinion. Like it went from it just did so much so quickly, and it was so good.
There was the half moment where he's like realizing that I'm gonna smallest spoil in the world. He finds out that he's a teacher, and like the moment leading up to that where he's like, okay, I'm in my late 30s, I'm not married, I don't have kids, but I say that I love kids. Oh God, I'm a teacher. Oh, thank God.
That could have went such a dark path, and that's exactly what
it's like. That's exactly how he says it. He's like, I'm a teacher. Oh, thank God. Just like he's like, oh God, am I a criminal? Am I a sex offender?
He got really worried, but then I was just like, oh God.
No. Oh, I'm a teacher.
No, but like hands down, my favorite character is
Oh, don't spoil it. Be careful how you say it.
No. It's the woman.
Okay. Yeah.
No. It's not a spoiler. It's the woman that you meet very early on. I can't remember her name.
Strat.
That woman is so like, she has this like attitude, and it's just like I aspire to get that level of just. Yeah. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Fuck you if you don't agree.
Also, with me. Fucking props to the guy who reads it, like the narrator or whatever. That like he pulls like characters, and it's like he plays like every character essentially. Yeah. And it's like he'll do like different voices on the fly for like other characters, and
like different like there's 3 or 4 different accents.
Yeah.
Like,
and he just nails it. I'm like, good for you, man. Jesus.
Well, yeah, because this isn't really a spoiler to talk about like the basic idea of the plot, right?
I don't know, man.
You don't think?
Because when I was telling you, I was like, you need to read this book.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me anything.
I said, I'm not going to tell you shit.
He didn't.
It's like it starts off, there's a guy, and he's wondering where he is, and he doesn't know who he is, and that's how it starts.
Exactly. Like, there's not really any sort of,
listen to it.
Yeah, just simply listen to it, because we really can't say anything without spoiling it.
I'm really concerned that I'm, like, cutting half of my head out of the fucking green screen thing.
I understand.
Like I said, we're going to be pretty fucking close together.
Close, yeah.
Don't worry, it's just weed. Let me pull up one of these questions.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. One or two more recommendations, just because I've been lost in the train of this. I've talked to you about this shit nonstop. Smoke weed. That's my recommendation.
Smoke weed. Yeah, that's the recommendation. But only if you're legal, and it's legal in your state or place of living. That's the only reason why we are going to say that.
Yes.
That is one thing that I will
smoke and drink responsibly.
Yeah, do these things responsibly. Yeah. We're not condoning the
also, that's not my recommendation. Don't do
don't
drugs.
do that, period. Like
okay, so I wanted to talk about a band. And again, you've heard me talk about them like a billion fucking times because I came across them. And they're a band that's been around a while, but their new album came out sometime earlier this year, I think. Architects. God bless that fucking band. They're everything that I'd want in like a modern metal kind of thing, where it's like the guy like has the perfect fucking tone of voice. All the guitar parts are cool as shit. It's got some nice little like electronic production. It's really, really well done, and I cannot fucking stop listening to it. Highly recommend the song Discourse is Dead. That shit goes hard as fuck, and I love it. I think that's it.
Okay.
Go listen to Era. Goddamn, they're self-titled albums. I'm gonna be on this fucking tangent for a while.
If you're gonna do this, I got a couple recommendations too. Like let's just make
let me
like,
knock out
minutes.
Era real quick. Era has a self-titled album that came out, I'm pretty sure this year. Hard as fuck, and there's also like some really cool moments that sound like absurdly like happy sounding for a metal band, which like is kind of not weird, but like it's cool.
Unexpected for someone who doesn't listen to metal. Would be the best way to describe it. Because
and even if you do listen to metal, sometimes like it comes up and you're just like, oh fuck, like that's a weird note for them to hit.
Yeah, I can see that.
It sounds cool, man. They're fucking great. Era, Architects. Those have been the two bands that I've been listening to a lot lately. Go ahead, man. Recommendations. We've already shoved like 7 things down everyone's throat.
Yeah, we have we're just gonna do a little
Andy
small.
Weir.
I have 2 things that I'm gonna recommend. One's gonna be a book. You know the book because I got it for your birthday.
Oh,
I don't know if you've read it yet.
I haven't even started.
I figured
I
you
feel
haven't
bad
because you haven't talked about it. And that's totally fine. I understand. The Perks of Being a Wallflower, though. It is a book and a movie. If you have not seen the movie, read the book first. It is it is phenomenal, period. I said because I kind of thought about it. There are parts of that book that's a little darker, admittedly. Like, it's not really spoiler territory, but it does get a little dark at times. Mm-hmm. So, like, if anything, it would be more of like a trigger warning type of thing because it does talk about certain issues that are, like, harder to deal with. But if you can do that, if you can deal with that, it's such a good book. If not, the movie does it in such a way that you lessen the blow of that. Okay. And then the other recommendation, I have been listening to a lot of dubstep in particular lately.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one artist called Ganja White Knight. I have, like, just absolutely love that song, especially the song called Dirty Girl. It is, like, that's the one I showed you when we were after work that one day. Yeah, okay. It was in the video, it was, like, this girl, she's sitting there, like, rebuilding something for...
the animated music video.
The animated one. Yeah, it's super cool.
Watch the music video.
Yeah, the music video, like, goes with like all the movement of the music video.
It kind of matches the beat.
Yeah, and it's so cool. And that particular that song in particular is one that really just kind of made me like, I like that, and I'm gonna like start listening to that more often.
Yeah.
All right, that's all the recommendations hopefully for now.
Let me pull up one of these questions. I was kind of interested in seeing at least if there was one that was worthwhile. I wrote these down and I was like, I don't fucking know, man. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, he did better than I did, admittedly, because he actually wrote some questions down. I wrote 2 things down. I wrote down the what made you get into music, and then I just said, ask Reddit. And that's all I wrote down because I had no idea what else to do.
I think I shuffled around Ask Reddit for ideas at one point, writing these down too.
It would make sense because that's a good one.
I can definitely talk about what got me into doing, like, the YouTube videos and podcasts and stuff.
That'd be a good one.
I will talk about music on my own channel.
Yeah, because he actually needs to post something on his actual
Yeah, exactly. That's
coming from the guy who has absolutely nothing posted, but that's beside the point.
I've got a handful of videos on there. Most of them are just like, here's my song, but don't go to my channel for that. Go to Topic or Spotify or, whatever you stream music on, so that way I can make some money.
That's a mood.
Yeah, I feel bad saying that, but fuck you. I got to make some coin.
Yeah, exactly. Screw it. Like, you took the time to do it.
If you stream my song 100 times, I get like a 1/10 of a penny. That's pretty cool, man. Compared to absolutely nothing on
YouTube.
Yeah. Listen, that's just gonna happen. I'm drinking a fucking energy drink, and I haven't eaten today, so.
Yeah, you did say you were gonna eat before we started recording, but.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I was so behind schedule, dude. Because so we work the overnight shift at our day job, and it's a day job, but it's a night job,
really.
But calling it a night job seems weird to me. It's like, to me, it's like I call work for money a day job, and this is kind of like a passion job.
Yeah, passion. Yeah,
passion project. I don't know.
Passion project. I like that one.
Yeah, I got into YouTube stuff from Rhett and Link. They've been on YouTube for ever. I think since it started, and they essentially just run like a TV show now. Like, it's on YouTube, but they have like a full film set, and they have a crew and all this crazy shit. They have interns, and I was just kind of looking at it. I was like, man, imagine if you imagine if we're doing this, and after 5 years of doing this, we have a set building for work and just all this cool. I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome.
That would be so badass.
It's like they essentially just started up their own fucking TV set,
Of course, given if it ended up if that actually ended up happening to you and me, you're good. You would have to really quickly get used to me just walking with random items, completely, and I mean completely random things because I don't even know what type of thing. Just I don't know, like a 1932 hand grenade, just fake hand grenade.
Why?
I don't know. That's the first thing.
What does that have to do with?
I don't know. That's the first thing that came to mind.
Okay, but why would you be walking around with random things if we had a TV set?
Because we got to do something for the TV. We got to do something for the show, do we not?
I mean, yeah, but we could just do, I don't know. Rhett and Link also have a podcast, and it's called Ear Biscuits, and they, at the start of it, they had a table where every time they had a guest, they'd have the guest sign the table. And so we have 1 or 2 of those, which, by the way, I want to get you a piece of paper that we can tape to this so that you can be a part of it. I don't think Clyde has one on here. He brought a bunch of stickers. I don't remember
which ones were which.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'll never get over this. Again, we'll put a picture up on the screen now.
Yeah.
This bright orange thing here down at the bottom. My car got booted when I was in a specific city nearby where a friend of mine used to live. And it was funny because like she was just like, oh, you can just park here, and that way we don't have to pay for parking. We can just walk into the square. And I was like, okay, cool. The square being like the big part of the town that we were shopping around in and stuff. And we went there and we hung out and had a great time and came back. There was a fucking boot on my car and this thing. They're like, you can call this number to get the boot removed. And I was like, oh, fuck. And it was awful because I just lost my job. So I was like, oh, I really got to save my money. Oh, $50 to have this boot removed? Fuck me. Okay. And it was like, we'd just gone into this nice city area to go like shop and stuff. So I'd already spent money and it was just fucking awful.
That's a mood.
And my friend ended up helping me out a good deal because she was talking to the guy who booted my car. And she was like, he just lost his job and she paid for the boot, I think. But the guy who booted my car just like he gave me like a business card and was like, hey man, if you need a job, man, we start at this pay and you just let me know. And I was like, oh, it was really heartwarming. He was like really nice about it.
First he booted your car and then he offered you a job. That's sweet of him.
Yeah, I was like, that's weirdly kind of nice.
Yeah.
So yeah,
oh, how the tables have turned. Just end up booting his car and then boot his truck and then walk out of the job. That's all you do.
Just find
and still get
it's
paid,
like a truck that has like their
like
logo or whatever on the side, and it's just like fucking.
And you still get paid like however much the hourly rate is. You actually get paid.
No,
for
fuck
an
that.
hour.
I don't want to get paid for it. I just want to boot their car.
They just send you a check, and it's just like 3 cents because like once you take off the cost of the boot itself, or like removing the boot or whatever, and from the paycheck, and you just get a 3-cent check.
Yep. I'm down for that. What were these fucking questions?
Oh yeah,
man?
we were gonna do questions.
Oh man. Oh, this is a question that I said on one of the tier list episodes because we were talking about like, questions to get to know somebody or some fucking Mantelligence article that we fucking rip off for a daily basis. And I came up with the questions like, what's your favorite thing that's in your room or your house right now? Because I feel like that's a good way to find like, at least somebody's value in what they enjoy,
I'm trying to think of something.
I was gonna say, take your time,
I'm sitting here blanking out like, wait a minute, what do I have in my room? Because like,
what's cool?
Yeah, what's cool that won't make me seem like completely insane?
Or what will make you sound completely insane?
A lot of things.
Just start saying random words, just like cow, Oreos, Xbox, bang, table, chair. It's like what?
God, what do I have?
Ooh, fuck! Think about that while I make sure we're still recording.
Yeah, let's.
I forgot my computer does this.
Oh God.
Yeah, we're still going.
Okay, we're good then. Cool. I'm not sure because I think, if you want me to be honest, it'd probably be something like a book I actually just recently got. It's not like a proper like book you read, but I've recently gotten into numerology, which I've kind of talked to you a little bit about.
Okay.
It's basically like this. It's very similar to astrology. It's actually connected to like all the astrology and the occult and all that type of thing.
Okay.
And it's all about like numbers having power, basically.
We talked about this a little bit.
Yeah. You like use your name and different stuff like that. And it's a book, just kind of like it's numerology for beginners. It's just a really cool book that I've gotten, because, like I said, I've recently decided to get into it. And I'm like, that's probably like for right now, because that's what's the freshest thing on my mind. I'd probably say that's the coolest thing.
Okay. I've got a bitch boy answer. It's my fucking computer, man.
Okay,
and
well that's understandable though.
I was gonna say because it's like I do everything with it. It's like this wouldn't be possible without a computer. None of my music would be anywhere without a computer. It gives me the opportunity to actually like do audio engineering stuff and music production and YouTube, and it's like, dude, I have a Hulu account, but we don't have like TV and like subscription services all that much.
I understand.
I used to have the student plan for Spotify and Hulu, and then they caught me. They're like, "Hey, are you still a student?" And I was like, "Yeah, totally." And they're like, "What's your student ID?" And I typed in my old student ID, and they're like, "That ain't you."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, you caught me. Okay."
Yeah, I understand. The only two that I pay, I use my it wouldn't be illegal because, whatever. I still use my parents' Hulu and Netflix. I still use both of them, admittedly.
Yeah.
The only two that I personally pay for that I use is Spotify Premium and YouTube Premium. because, and I know a lot of people kind of meme YouTube Premium about like, why would you pay for that? I'm like, because fuck ads. I have not had ads for like 4 years, and I don't feel like dealing with them now.
Yeah.
Like that is the one way I am a spoiled brat, I would say. And that's because I did it for myself, because I was like, nope, not dealing with it.
There was a point of contention for me for a long time because, like the way that people make money on YouTube is through the ads or, like sponsorships or whatever, but it's mostly like, I wouldn't say mostly. A big part of it, though, is like, your ads in the middle of videos or before and after them. Mm-hmm. So I was, for a long time, like, very against YouTube Premium because I'm like, you're just getting rid of fucking ad revenue for people. But then I realized that you get money from them regardless because you're paying the subscription. And I was like, I don't know why I was so like frustrated about that. It's
I guess because it just doesn't process, like you would think immediately like they just take the money period and that's it.
Yeah.
But you like, and if you're just like you don't. Your first thought would be, they're not going to pay the people. It's like, no, they still have to.
Yeah.
Well, they don't.
They don't have to, but
they don't have to.
They fucking better, man.
They better because they're actually bringing people to like their platform and everything.
Yeah, that'd be really fucked. I'm kind of curious about that now. I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, YouTube's just gonna like block this video worldwide now that we've said that. They're like, they're on to us.
They're on to it. Oh god.
YouTube ain't gonna do shit. I love. It's weird because like
we're a small YouTube. This is a small YouTube channel.
That's the thing. It's like. For a while, it's like I want this to kind of like blow up, and it'd be really cool to see like maybe even if it was like 1,000 people, it's like that's
1,000 people.
That's fucking cool,
It would be badass, like just to have like
share this video with your friends, please, because I know all of this shit. Fuck it.
Most likely, whenever this actually gets uploaded and everything, I'm going to send this to like all the people who I know except my parents because
because we say fuck too much.
Yeah, we say a little bit too much that they don't need to know about. But everybody else, all the friends and coworkers and all that, like coworkers that I'm close to or whatever, they'll all get to see it and everything. Speak of which, one of my old coworkers it starts Thursday with us.
Oh, hell yeah!
You don't work Thursday, but technically,
I mean, I'll still see them.
Yeah, you'll still see them, and it's gonna be great because she's amazing. She's fucking insane. But anyway,
cool. Yeah, just for context, we both work together, but I work 1 day earlier.
Yeah.
And so we both work 4 days. Mm-hmm. But I work 1 day earlier and he works 1 day later.
Yeah. So like we have 3 days where we both work together, and then it's
and then we're sad the other days.
Yeah, beginning of his week he doesn't have me, and then end of my week I don't have him.
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna say this now because I've been meaning to. I swear to God, I think people at work think possibly think we're a couple. That's given the way that we kind of interact.
Yeah.
Like not even the sense of like anything. Just if somebody just looked at us, because like I've thought that with so many different people at work. Mm-hmm. I'll just look at people like, are you a couple? Y'all look like a couple. And then I'll just be wrong. I'm like, oh, okay. And I imagine people possibly, unlikely because most people probably don't pay attention. But yeah, I just see that as a thing.
No, I mean, I get it. It's, none of this shit really helps. Yeah,
it probably doesn't help that we have similar styles. And
yeah, I mean, I think that kind of
like I don't have it on today, but normally I'd have like a hoodie or something that has like all the pride flags on it and stuff.
Yeah, which I mean, like, I don't know. To me, if I saw some like two people that like look kind of similar, or it's like they have the same similar style or aesthetic or whatever you want to call it, I'd probably just be like, oh, they have commonalities.
Yeah, that's probably what I think too.
I'd probably go the opposite of like they're a couple. So I don't know.
See, it kind of depends to me because like, the two guys who work with us that I had pointed out
behind us.
Yeah, behind us basically.
Behind us.
Rest
in peace, Kobe. And then I kicked the mic stand too. All of that was just fucking off. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, like they're complete. They look complete opposite to each other. Yeah. Well, for the most part,
but
not complete opposite. They both look fairly like they both look like they did sports in school or whatever. Yeah. But other than that, like they to me, I think it's mostly just because I'm just like, I want you to be a couple. I think that's what my brain's doing. It's like I want you to be a couple.
I ship a power couple.
I ship you.
I was saying the whole thing about like if they look similar in style, they're probably just friends who have something in common. And I looked down at my phone and I saw a picture of me and my girlfriend, and I'm like, no, I'm wrong.
Yeah,
we're both some fucking cute ass goth people.
Yeah.
I just realized we have a little light for the staircase right there that says recording, so that when people open the door, they won't have to be like, hey, are you doing something important? Mm-hmm. We didn't turn it on. But you know, my brother knows we're doing this down here, so hopefully no one walks down here.
Hopefully.
I am glad though. It's like we have pretty respectful people that live here. It's like no one is ever just like, "Hey, you're recording something." Yeah, just let me jump in the video.
I feel like it would be kind of understood at a certain, like, so long as you were somewhat close to the people, like they kind of would understand. Like, yeah, no, you don't need to interrupt our recording or anything like that, because that just makes it a big nuisance to deal with.
Yeah. There was one time when we were recording one of the tier list episodes where there was like some kind of like electrical issue, and we have our fuse box thingy over that way, and then the garage is right over there, and it has other shit to worry about. So they like all walked down. My brother and our other roommate and my brother's girlfriend. They all kind of walked downstairs, and I was just like, "Hey man, don't say anything for like a minute. Just hold."
Hold.
They're walking down. We're gonna check the garage, and I'm like, "I'm fucking recording. Can y'all like?"
Fuck off.
It wasn't even like fuck off. It was just like, at least like, you know, move fast. Don't tell me shit. Just like, hey, exactly. Sorry. And then, you know, pass by. Just
go and go. That's it.
Yeah. There's been 1 or 2 times like my brother streams on Twitch. You can follow him. I'll put his link in the description. He won't notice.
He won't know.
We'll be sly. Don't tell him. Okay. Just don't say anything. Don't say Teller Morose sent you, because he doesn't know who that is. No, but there's been times where he's like, you know, he's been streaming on Twitch, and I'll walk down. It's like I've just like left something down here or something, and then he'll like stare at me with like the most like don't fucking say anything, and I grab my shit and I go. I want to say bless you so bad. I mean, somebody
thought sneezed. It was a chair move. I thought somebody slid a chair across the floor, because I didn't hear it all.
I don't know. Maybe. What are we fucking talking about anymore?
I don't know.
You think the green screen's working?
Hopefully.
Bro, does this look right? What if I... Oh, God, whatever I just did, I just ruined the whole fucking video.
You just fuck that.
If you just see green behind us, by the way, we gave up.
Yeah, we gave up at a certain point, because he was this morning, because like he said, we were on a third shift schedule, so like he was up early. We were both up earlier this morning. Like the time that most people...
Like 8 p.m. that day.
Yeah.
The day before. Yesterday.
I think I woke up at like 3.
Yeah, I slept so fucking much, and it felt great. I'm well rested as hell. But also, I'm like, oh, fuck me, man.
My rest day is going to be like tonight, whenever we're done with all this and everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep all of tomorrow, and that's going to be it.
That sounds nice. I got to work tomorrow.
I know. That's why I'm just like, nah. I'm going to start next week with extra at work. And like, not this week, though.
Also, I got to stay at my girlfriend's next weekend. She, her family's going somewhere for a couple days, and they have pets that I need to take care of.
Oh,
yeah. I'm so excited though. She has a dog named Twix, and he's like this big. I gotta tell this story because it's the funniest. He's the cutest little fucking thing. I don't even know what breed of dog he is. I can probably put a picture of him on the green screen. Fuck it, or just on top of us. I don't know. But he's just like this little ball. He's like a super anxious kind of dog. You know, like he barks at everything, and he's afraid of. You know, if it breathes, he's probably afraid of it. But I remember like one of the first times me and Peyton hung out. I think, I don't even think we were dating at the time. She lives in like a little cul-de-sac, so I just pulled in there, and she opened her front door, and Twix was just like by her feet, and then she points and she goes, "Sick 'em!" And he ran down her driveway, and then got to like my feet, and then realized that when he's up there, I'm a lot smaller, you know, perspective based. You know, when he's way off in the distance, I look smaller. So when he's like, I swear to God, he's like up to like the bottom of my shin. Like he is small. And he finally got to me, and then he just like stopped. He's like, "Oh, please, I'm so sorry."
He's like, "Oh God, I know."
It's like, and I just picked him up. I was like, "That was the cutest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life."
I did the calculations. Fuck, it sucks that I'm bad at math.
It's like my vision is not
when
I get close, you're bigger, and I don't like that. But it was like he got to like my feet, and then he just stopped, and was, like the look on his face was just like, "Oh God, please no!" And I just picked him up. I was like, "That was the cutest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life." I loved it.
It's great.
So now I get to take care of him and their other dog, who's a lot bigger, but also very loving. Yeah.
I understand. I was gonna say, I have actually a story about a dog, except mine's a much bigger dog.
Okay.
So, just for a little context, the dog's name is Girl. Yes, as in a female, just Girl. My grandpa named her and everything, and then the name just basically stuck.
I can't argue because my parents did something similar, but go ahead.
Yeah, my parents did this pretty much the same thing. Like me and my little brother, the difference of our names is one letter, and that's it. That is okay. That is the only difference, and it's so annoying. And then we have different last names, which is like, what the fuck. But anyway,
it took me a second for that to register. But I was like,
because you can't. I can't say.
What's one letter away from WinglessGriffen?
DingLessGriffen.
Dude, if you had your brother on, this is like the Wingless Dingless podcast.
Dude, I would don't try me. I'm gonna get him to start smoking weed, and I'm gonna do that. We're gonna smoke, and we're gonna do that. That's
can I call you DingLessGriffen from now on?
Can we please? Like, I would straight up just like, can we please do that?
Show your brother this.
I probably will.
It's be like DingLessGriffen or something. First name Dingless, last name
Griffin.
No. It's got to be one letter off from that too. Triffin. Dingless Triffin. So if you ever want to talk about your brother on the podcast now, just be like, Dingless Triffin over here.
Yeah, Dingless Triffin. I'll try to remember
Goddamn motherfucking Dingless Triffin over here.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about a dog named Girl.
Yes, and actually, it's related to Dingless Trick. What is it? Triffin.
Dingless. It's your Triffin. Name. The fuck.
It's fucked up. It's fucking weird. Anyway, the dog Girl is a German Shepherd Husky mix. She is a big dog. A lot of people think when they first see her that she is a wolf hybrid. She's not, because those are illegal in most states. Yeah. And we're not allowed to have those in most states. But anyway, she's, the big dog and everything. And this was a few years ago, around the time that we first got her. My little brother had taken her outside for a walk, and I don't know exactly what happened. But all I remember is I walked past the kitchen window, and I just see my little brother laying on the ground, holding the leash, being pulled by the dog.
Oh, my God.
I shit you not. It was like a cartoon. It was just like a cartoon of just, like, being pulled and just like, oh, no.
That's like the most Adam Sandler shit I've ever heard.
I laughed so hard because what ended up happening was, I think he said the dog had seen a squirrel, and she just, like, bolted for it, and he didn't want to let her go. So he just fell and started sliding. And
yeah.
It was great.
Man, yeah, that's like the most Adam Sandler shit I've ever heard. I love that.
That's what it was. It was Adam Sandler that I was thinking of, yeah.
My girlfriend's other dog, the bigger one, she is a pointer, for hunting. You know, she'll put the paw up and point. And one time we stayed in in a cabin.
In the woods?
Yeah, but nothing scary happened. It was actually really wonderful. Very peaceful place.
They must have been on vacation that day. Do you get the reference?
Yeah, it's just I'm not thinking about horror movie. I'm thinking about one of the most peaceful vacations I've ever taken. So it's like really weird to put my mind
connected to. Yeah, but anyway.
But there was a lot of just wildlife, a lot of deer were running around. Now I have a bunch of stories for this. But the dog Poppy, that's her name. Big kind of pointing hunting dog. Every time, we'd step outside just to get, some fresh air or whatever. And then, every time she would just, and we're like, we know, there's tons of squirrels and deer and we appreciate it. Good job, good girl. But also, we're not here for that. And so, we'd be like, okay, relax. It's okay. And she would not relax. Every time any sound was made, she's like, fucking, what is that? It's over there.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck?
Get your gun. We're like, no, we're not. That's not why we're here.
We don't need to do that.
There was no one fucking believes me whenever I tell this story. It's the funniest shit in the world. While we were out there, it's a lot of just roads where it's you can see other people's cabins and stuff like that. And there's, like I said, tons of just deer just there, they don't give a fuck. So we were driving.
My territory.
Well, not even that. They're just chilling.
Yeah, they're just
think
chilling.
About like pigeons in Atlanta. It's like that, but it's deer. They're just everywhere. And it's when you get close to them, they'll move, they'll run, but they're not worried, you know, because you're not allowed to hunt there. So we were driving from there was some it was the coolest thing. It was this rescue petting zoo kind of farm where they found rescue horses and pigs and stuff like that, and you could pay I think $5 and get 3 buckets of food, and you could just feed the horses.
Was this around was this in our state?
Yes, it's very north of here though.
Because the reason
we were in the North Georgia kind of.
I think when I was in school, I went to it.
Okay. And they gave you corn and like old donuts and just like weird shit, and they're just like
something like that.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember like there was a deer and I got to like a little doe and I got to like hold out and feed it.
Okay.
Deer,
there was more like barn animals that they had where we had a lot of horses.
Yeah, probably different than.
Yeah. But the zoo was not actually the point of the story. We were I feel bad. I just wanted to say like
we will go,
that's where we were. Yeah.
We need to name this podcast the ADHD podcast because like
this
is what we do. We will jump between one subject to the next, and we'll tell 8 stories trying to tell you one.
I think it's just gonna be like the 2.0 version of Take a Tuesday Off.
Yeah,
because I do like that. Something about Take a Tuesday Off is kind of like it flows, you know.
It does.
I gotta tell this fucking story. It's the funniest shit. We were driving back from that farm animal place. It was just me and my girlfriend, and she was driving. And it's like really like kind of sketchy roads where it's like one side is like a cliff and the other side is like a mountain. So it's like if you go to your right you crash, and if you go to your left you fucking fall off the street. It wasn't that severe, but it's like that's what the roads are like, very steep, very windy. I'm just trying to paint a picture for you. So yeah, like on the left of us was like this kind of like not cliff but like a hill that kind of dove down for a long time, and to our right was just like literally like a rock wall. And there was this deer just like in the road, and we were coming around this corner, and I was like, babe, stop, because there's a fucking deer in the street. And that's usually what you do when you see a deer in the street. They're usually going to freak the fuck out and like run probably towards your car for some reason because they're not the brightest. But yeah, we saw this deer, and I told her to stop, and she went like slow as hell because there's you can't really just like drive around it. It's in the street. And it finally like we got like close enough to it it was probably like from me to like my computer, probably like 8 feet away from this deer. And we were like, oh, like it still hasn't, like it's still just like walking. It's like, well, like it's not scared of us. Like that's so cool. And then she rolled down her window. I don't know. She was just like trying to like get its attention, I guess. And it like turned and it kind of saw us, and it was just like, okay, what are they doing? So it started to take off into a run, but I guess it being like on the concrete road, not being used to the terrain, its front hooves just like went down and it just hit its face on the street. And dude, it was the funniest shit. It's just like this poor deer just like, oh god, fuck. And like it tumbled, it took a spill.
What I was expecting from that story. I have no idea what I was expecting. Like, I guess I just imagined the same thing with, like, that song, What Does the Fox Say at the End, where the thing just starts dancing. The fox just stands up and starts dancing and singing.
That would have been way cooler.
I don't know why, but that's what my brain was going to. And then it's just like, it just face planted. It face palmed with the concrete.
Yeah, it shit whipped itself, like, hard as fuck. I felt so bad. Like, we laughed, obviously, because, a shit whip is when you fall fast as fuck. Just, that's a shit whip, So yeah, this deer fucking shit whipped itself on the concrete, and like we were like, oh god, like oh no, what happened? And then like it got up, and we were expecting it gets up and fucking speeds off. No, it got up and it was just like, dude, fuck it, and it just kept walking. And it's just like, dude, I give up. It was just going at the same pace it was before, slow as shit.
That deer has already had a bad day. It probably walked in. It probably came back to its little nesting area to like its mate, like mating with another deer, and then it's just like it's just like fuck. I don't even want to deal with this. And it just went for a walk, and it was just like it was slowly walking on the street, and it's just like damn, those people coming. Oh, they getting out their car. I need to. Never mind. Fuck this shit, and just kept walking. That's exactly what happened.
It followed us in the same direction that we were going, right? So like my girlfriend's window was already rolled down, so we kind of looked out and we're like, "Are you okay?" to this fucking deer, and it did not react. It was just like, "Dude, fuck today."
Exactly. It's just like I don't fucking feel like this shit anymore. I remember.
Like we were kind of making the joke. It's like, don't worry, man. We're not going to tell your friends that happened. It's totally fine. Like your secret's safe with us,
Don't worry. We don't have a dash cam. We weren't recording.
Yeah. And then like, maybe a mile or two later, we came across like this group. I don't know what you call a group of deer. A herd.
It's a herd.
Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of deer on this like person's front yard. And, they were like throwing out like corn or, just some like, oh, let me feed the deer. Cause I was like, that's really nice. Mm-hmm. And there was another deer that was like really close to the street, and it was like kind of walking towards our car. So again, we stopped, my girlfriend's window was still rolled down, so we kind of both looked over. It's like, yo, your friend ate shit back there, homie. You should have seen the way this motherfucker tumbled.
You even said you weren't going to say shit, too. Yeah. You still did.
I think the funniest part of all that, at least in my head, is like, we're talking to fucking deer. Like, they can't understand us. It's like,
okay, my family, we call them our pet deer, even though they're not our pets.
Oh, yeah.
We have deer that come up into our yard. There was one, I don't know if she still comes up or if she's, passed away of old age. I'm not even going to say died because it was still our pet. Mm-hmm. She, started coming up the first year that we had moved down where we are now. Mm-hmm. And every year after that, she would come up and everything. We'd always see her. And we always knew it was her because she had, a spot on the back of her leg. Okay. That's how we always identified her.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had deer, and we have way more. We have 8 or 9 now that'll come up every day. We have to go. My parents have to go and pour deer corn up at 5 or 6 different piles, mm-hmm. and it can't just be put into a pile. It has to be spread out. You would not think so, but deer are the most picky little shits when it comes to.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
They're picky.
Yeah.
And then another story related to that as well. You were talking about someone just out in their yard feeding the deer and everything. Mm-hmm. I remember I was visiting a distant relative. I have no idea what she was to me. I barely remember what she looked like or what her name was.
Yeah, she's an extended family member.
Extended family.
Yeah,
you guys know the way it works. And she got onto her 4-wheeler and she would she cranked it up and revved the engine and she went and came up with the deer corn and everything, mm-hmm. and you just seen 4 herds of deer just run up all at the same time because over the years they got so trained to hearing that sound that they would just come up and immediately know what's up.
That's kind of cool, man.
Oh, we get food, I bet, and they would bolt.
Yeah, that's kind of sick, actually. Have you seen that video of it's like an older couple and there's a couple of deer and they're looking at the feeders on their front yard. Mm. And then the guy sneezes.
Yeah, yep.
It's she says the guy's name and I can't remember. He's like, "What? I can't sneeze? I'm not allowed to sneeze?" I love that guy. I hope they're doing okay.
I hope they are too.
I think that's it, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right. You want to turn that fan on and put it right into the microphone and just really destroy the audio before we go?
Let's see.
Is it plugged in?
I don't know.
Yeah, pick it up. Turn it on.
Take it.
Yeah, and just shove it in there, and I'll auto-tune it. Ooh! That's how it ends.
I was not sure if you were joking or not, so I just kind of sat there for a minute. I was like,
Yeah, that's how it ends. We're just gonna